represent your club or just a player that you really like over at Club Vector. The link can be found down below. We also take requests for new names and shirts. My Twitter can be found down below. And if you'd rather get your coins direct rather than roll the dice with FIFA points, head to u7buy.com and at checkout use the code TVM for a discount. The link can be found down below. What is going on, guys? Tim here. Welcome back to a brand new video. If you follow the road to glory, you've been waiting for this. This is, of course, Viewer Squad's pre-Team of the Year. We'll have a look after Team of the Year, just in case any of you are lucky enough to pack them. But what we're going to do now is go through my Twitter and see who has tweeted me their teams to look at. There are quite a few of you. Not that I'm naming... I mean, I am going to have to name you because you're on screen. Dylan, you've sent me a team, but it is quite literally just a link to the web app itself. It's not a link to your team via the web app. Does that make sense? I can't remember how to do it off the top of my head. If someone can help in the comments, feel free to post a comment. We're going to go to Luke or Shotzi first. He says, I switch between the 3-5-2, the 4-2-3-1, the 4-1-2. Basically, he uses every formation in the game. I usually stay on 5 depth, 5 width, and balance. This is his team. This is his team. Yeah, I've zoomed it in enough. I like it. So, it's different. It's slow at the back. I would be very concerned. Thiago Silva. I did this on the road to glory, and I pinpointed it, and I made a point of telling you about it as well, so that A, you can understand my logic and maybe you can apply that going into a game, but also if you have any of those players, you could maybe look to change them. I went into a game against obviously someone in Champs, and he had Thiago Silva at right centre-back, and I knew immediately that I am going to target the right centre-back because he's not going to be quick enough to keep up with my strikers. Most people in the game will not have slow strikers or wingers. They will have pacey players. If they target that Thiago Silva, even with a shadow, and I'm not quite sure it's the same for Ramagnoli in a sense. See, he's got 70 pace. It's not going to be ideal, but Thiago Silva has got 60 pace. At the very beginning of the game, when there's not that many pacey players that you're going to come up against, you are going to come up against your basic Lewins and Immobiles and things like that. But now that we are in January and we are just days away from Team of the Year, you have to be looking to upgrade those centre-backs. In all honesty, I would put Ake there. I'd put anyone with a little bit of pace there ahead of Thiago Silva. Romagnoli, exactly the same situation as well. I would just put anyone. Manolas, for example. I know he's going to be off chem, but I would prefer to play Manolas there. And then you're going to have a problem with Florenzi. I do admire the fact that you are playing with a very weakened team. You've still got a 77 rated Tonali in there. I will favour this type of team over a full meta squad any day. That's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to switch out some of my players to make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more fun, a little bit different. But at the same time, you have major defensive issues, as well as that Tonali as well. Yeah, it's different. I admire it, but I would imagine you have a lot of problems there. How is this this Politano, by the way? I didn't do it. You've got 26 goals in 14 games. That's not bad at all. Up next, we have Mariontas. So I'm going to call him Mario. Mario says use the 4-2-3-1 formation with Malin at striker, Felix behind him. Currently using Longley just for the chem and hoping and praying that Alaba transfers to Real so I can use his road to the final card. Wouldn't that still be a buy-in? How would that work? Because I mean, I'm sure this has probably happened before with a ones to watch or with a road to the final or any dynamic card headliner. If, for example, I have the road to the final Alaba now at Bayern Munich, if he moves to Liverpool, surely he stays Bayern Munich because I've bought that Bayern Munich card. It would be very unfair for EA to change him to a Liverpool player and all of a sudden make him useless in my team because he doesn't fit chemistry-wise, because I built a team around him, say, for example. So they have to keep him the same. They won't change the dynamic nation. So if that's what you're hoping for, it ain't going to happen. The other thing, of course, is that he won't move until the summer anyway. He won't move in January unless the fee is paid for him, but he can move on a free in the summer. No one's going to pay a fee for Alaba when they can get him for free. This is his team. I really like the Gravenberch, Iron, Robben, Kleiber and Malin. I used very similar, as most of you will know, because you're mostly from the Road to Glory. Well, maybe not mostly, but a lot of you on the Road to Glory will know. I thought I was just addressing the Road to Glory audience then, but yeah, I've used Gravenberch, Robben, Kleiber, and I used Maradona instead of Malin. Slight difference, but they performed very well for me. Iron Robben scored a lot of goals. I'm a big fan of those 3 and 4 cards. I've not used Malin since he's been upgraded, actually, so it'd be interested to see if there's actually been any difference at all. It says he's only got Longley in there for chemistry. At risk of being boring, but Raphael Varane could be a little upgrade for you there. Koundé, of course, very good at the back. I'm guessing you've got the goalkeeper in there just to give Koundé the chemistry that you need. Could, of course, maybe not. I was going to say you could, of course, switch. I mean, it's a very expensive set of upgrades, and considering Koundé is a free card, quote unquote, this may not be down your street, but again, a little bit boring. But you could go Raphael Varane for Longley, Van Dijk instead of Koundé, and then put Alisson in goal to give Van Dijk 8 chem. And Varane gets hyperlink from Mendy. I mean, it's boring, but it's doable. I don't know how many coins you have, of course, but that is Mario's team. I like it, though. Felix, of course, we know he's very good. Dembele, it's still only an 83, but still very, very good. A little bit different as well. You know, like Koundé, okay, maybe a little bit like it's going to be repetitive. I'm going to see a lot of him. Mendy as well. But the likes of Gravenberch, Robben and stuff, that is becoming a little bit of a norm, but it's not a meta norm. You know, they're not meta cards, really. So I like it. Up next, we just have a screenshot from Joel, who says that he couldn't copy the web app link, which is fine. Plays at 3-5-2. I don't know how that would go. For me, personally, I would get torn to pieces if I played 3-5-2. Or I'd have to use very high stamina left and right mid so they could act as fullbacks or wingbacks. Only just packed Mbappe untradeable, packed Coman in the icon swaps pack, and got Desai from an untradeable 25k pack. Can you imagine? Would be up for suggestions. That is his team. I can't make that any bigger, unfortunately. No matter how much I rub it, it just will not grow. So, I'll go look, another Koundé. Acuna, again, a little bit different. I didn't do it, so if I didn't do it, it's different. Obviously you get that strong link to Koundé as well, which is nice. Keane in there. Someone said to me the other day, I don't care if Keane is meta or not, don't care if he's the best. I'm going to do him just because he's Roy Keane. And if that is why you've done that, unless you've packed him, of course, but I'm guessing you've done it because of that, then well done. I admire you big time, because that is something that we don't see enough of. I think we're starting to see it a little bit more, but people are just more interested in how meta can I make my team, rather than I'm just going to use a player because I like him in real life, regardless of how he plays in game. So, admire you for that. Kleiber there, of course, everybody's got him because you need him. Coman, good link. Don't know how good he would play in game, or how well he would play in game. I suppose the only natural upgrade you can make here is either take Draxler out for another icon, or wait to get Neymar, move Mbappe down at cam, and play Neymar off chem as a left forward, which would still put him on like 7 chem. But yeah, that is a very, very nice team. I like that a lot. We have a pack from Tom Holmes here, who packed Van der Sar in just a 125k pack, and then he got Oblak and Laporte in there as well. Hey, well done to you. I honestly, my ambition in this FIFA is just to pack an icon from open play, you know, from a random pack that doesn't guarantee an icon. Capo says, keep up the great work, I appreciate you. He says, 4-2-2, Neymar and the Messiah leading the line. The quality of that, okay, actually it's not terrible. I was going to say the quality of the image is going to be horrendous, but it's a bit bright, but apart from that, we're good. So, 89 Kaká must have come out of the mid, base and mid pack. I like it. I use a fair few of those players myself, to be fair. Like Lloris I've used before for quite a while, actually. Varane, I use him. I haven't used him for the last 2 weeks, but I obviously I've got him in the team. That Depay card is absolutely incredible. Big fan of Depay, regardless of whether he gets an inform today or not. It's irrelevant. Neymar, one of the best cards in the game. We know this. I did have that Messi for 3 days, and then we obviously packed the inform. But he's very, very good. Blanc is a very good card as well. Big fan of that. Not used that Kaká. I've used the is it the 90? Or is he 91? I'm going to have to check that because I'm just not sure. Is he going to be in here? No, he's not. People don't care about Kaká, apparently. 91. I've used this one because obviously it's the SBC, right? So I've used him, but I've not used... Wrong one. I've not used the 89, so I'm not sure if he's any good or not. I would imagine that he is. Mendy, classic. Kyle Walker, classic. Not use Stones, because not that he's too expensive, I just didn't have a need for him, so I've not done it. Look at the fodder on the bench, though, or in the reserves, rather. He's got Alisson there, he's got Edison, and a cheeky little Joe Gomez as well, who I'm guessing Stones has upgraded. Your bench is interesting. It's not like the best of benches, but you do have that Dembele there, which is good. Can you see that? You can. You can see Dembele's face. Aubameyang is very, very fast. I love Balassi, a lot of fun, and I don't know whether I'd be playing Bellerin over Kyle Walker, to be honest. I just think he suits the game a little bit better. Like, Kyle Walker is good, but I only like him as a centre-back. But that just might be me. And, of course, Renato Sanchez, we all know how good he is. But how long will he be good enough for? Who knows? It's a good team, though. I mean, you've got a lot of meta cards in there with regards to Varane, Mendy, Sanchez, Neymar. But still, it is still a good team with flashes of uniqueness. You know, that Kaká, that Depay, Stones even. Yeah, not bad. Up next, and finally, we have Pasaran, if that's how you say your name. I do apologise. He says, no FIFA points spent, fully untradeable, play 4-4-2-2 variation in game, Div 1 Gold 1, and the web app link sends us to this. I mean, in terms of FIFA, it's a very good team. The problem, not the problem with this necessarily, is the problem in FIFA is we've done, 6 teams? And how many times have you seen Koundé? How many times have you seen Varane? How many times have you seen Mbappe and Jean-Felix? And, I mean, to a certain extent now, how many times have you seen Robin and Kleiber? I think they've been in nearly every single team we've looked at. Maybe only one team didn't have one of those cards. Not that there's anything wrong with using Varane or Koundé or anything like that. That's fine. You can do whatever you want. I, up until recently, had the most, sweatiest, disgusting meta team you've ever seen. But, of course, on the road to glory, we are trying to move away from that now and trying to use different teams on the weekend just to make life a little bit more interesting. But, Koundé, Varane, Mbappe, Felix, I would even say Dembele, they are very, very common meta cards. No disrespect to you for using them, because like I said, I've used them all up until recently. But we've seen them a lot in this video, which just goes to show how often people use them. Gullit is in the same bracket in terms of meta, but because he's so expensive, he's not on the same level. He's top tier meta, so that's okay. I hate your goalkeeper. Every other part of your team, I kind of wish I'd done the Acuna as well, but every other member of your team, fantastic. Goalkeeper, I'd put him in the bin. I hate him. Not in real life. Fantastic player in real life. I actually quite like him. But in terms of FIFA, he's shocking. He is so shocking. I mean, let me know whether you think he's actually bad or whether he's good for you. But for me, he can't hold anything. Instead of saving things with his hands, he tries to save it with his feet. He does some weird animation sometimes. He's very clumsy. I just do not like him at all. That's only the 87. I've not used the other versions of him, but, that just might be me. If you have a team that you want to submit for this, obviously now I'm opening it up to everyone. I've only really mentioned it on the Road to Glory, but if anyone watching this video wants to submit their team, and it's not meta, if you use maybe just Koundé or just Dembele or just Varane or maybe one or two of them, and then you've got a completely different team wrapped around it, fine. But if you've got a full meta team, I mean, you can send it to me if you want, and if we are, in need of some other teams at the end, then we'll run through them. But if you've got a unique team feel free to tweet me. My link is down below. And then if I've got enough interest and enough submissions, I will look through them, because I really like seeing what people try and do with their teams outside of the meta. You know, once you play with the meta for a few weeks, it gets a little bit like, well, now what? I might as well just try and throw a few players in there to have a little bit of fun. Let me know where you finish in Weekend League in the tweet. Send me, if you can, a link to the web app. If not, just a screenshot is fine. And yeah, let's have a look at those non-meta teams. If you have enjoyed today's video, though, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Join the Betting Rebellion and find out what your football knowledge is really worth.